So we'll give everyone about 5 minutes or so before we get started here. We'll be chatting new TIPs, elections coming up, and yeah, just looking at our stats in general with the new sports AMM and see where we're at.
Do we want to discuss around 10, 11 rewards publicly? Maybe? Or is it non-contentious?
I don't know if anybody was against. I like the split.
I think it didn't even, we haven't announced it yet. That was more the thing, but we will.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, like we could talk about it now. Like I think we're all on the same page on
Yeah,
those rewards there.
just to before we post it, we can have like presented in quotation marks here and quick temperature check and then the formal. Oh, we don't need a TIP for this, right? This is we'll just do it. And we should announce the upcoming Greek office hours with our special guest. I think that would be hype.
Yeah, definitely. Good way to close.
So Mr. Breakout and myself, we did some Thales and overtime promotion in Barcelona at the ETH gathering.
We need to send you guys some
Can you hear me, guys?
t-shirts. Yeah, we can hear you.
All right, sorry guys. Better now? Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
All right. I was saying that Mr. Breakout and myself, we did some Thales promotion at the ETH gathering in Barcelona. People loved it.
Yeah, we need Thales shirts, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen anyone joining Discord from that event that you recognize?
Uh, I don't know. I hardly ever remember people's names.
Okay. Yeah, and you're probably not using like Discord handles when you're talking to people.
Did anyone heard of Thales before in Barcelona?
No. No.
And how did you promote our beloved Thales?
So it was just basically in the networking discussions. And yeah, I mean, anytime we showed it to them, I mean, Mr. Breakout was showing as well through his phone. People were impressed. Like, where do we get the odds from? Is it decentralized and stuff like that? And like, yeah, I mean, they really did like the idea. But then again, most of the people at the event were probably not sport junkies. They were dev geeks who have no idea about sports, but they were still impressed. Yeah. There was one project that had a stand there that were like self-promoting themselves as you know, you could bet on sport outcomes through NFTs, and it was very primitive, you know, P2P order book based idea. And they spent a lot of money on marketing at that event, and I kind of felt sorry for them. Their product was just very primitive. And then that got me thinking, if there is any marketing value at, like, you know, going to these events and maybe having a stand when our product is, you know, just so much superior.
Yeah, I think there definitely is value there.
Yeah, I think we basically have like recognition or like a reach issue. If people knew about Thales and over time, I think that then things would like work like flywheel. But it's like, how do you get the message out?
Yeah,
In
sponsoring this
between,
event is not cheap either,
I got
though.
the numbers from the organizer and share with the marketing team.
All right, guys, it's 12:05, so I say we get started here. Make sure that at the 75th minute of the game, we still have
Wait,
people around, so
I need to
let's get
post
going.
one meme. Give me 1 minute.
So as I said again already, the agenda for today will be pretty straightforward. We'll basically go ahead and chat about the upcoming election that's coming up, the most recent TIP that's been posted, and then there's one more thing that's leaving my mind already.
I have Thales election protocol revenue review
Yeah, that's
update.
it.
Maybe reminding people about Thales markets on BSC, and then like open discussion or football commentary.
All right, there it is. So I think we can get started already.
Okay.
With the protocol revenue, I think that's a good one to knock it out apart, starting with. If you guys are not following, the best place to follow that is definitely on Dune Dashboard, or on simply on the bot.
Or
Yeah.
following Breakout.
Yeah.
Breakout, I heard you. I think I saw you have audio issues. Can you try speaking? I think Breakout can't. Oh, we lost Breakout.
Sorry, I'm testing.
Yeah,
Can you
we're
hear?
hearing you.
Finally, thanks.
Okay, do you want to go ahead and do your protocol revenue breakdown?
Yeah, sure, okay. Okay, guys, so this week was a great week. Let me check my numbers. For newcomers, just for heads up, I'm sharing the weekly numbers on the AMM channel every week on Monday. And then last week we did like 17,337 SUSD profits. And then these profits are actually pure profits, meaning that the AMM profit and loss is almost stable now. So we don't have any need to support the AMM with our profits. So we can consider these profits as like pure, generated by over time and the Thales market bot. And then I checked just today because of the World Cup, we have very high volume. And just today, for this second, total net profit is 7,400 SUSD. This is just for today, okay, for 1 day profit. So I believe for this week, we're going to break the record for the protocol-wise profits. So this is very exciting, okay? And then maybe I need to mention that we are using this profits for burning our Thales token. So every day we are using 1,500 SUSD to burn our token. And so far, we burned like 1.25% of all the circulated tokens. Then, yeah, during bear market, it is actually great for buying cheap and then burning. And we are still profiting. We never used any of our pocket money, meaning that we always profited after buying back our token every week, each week. So we are doing great, guys, during this brutal bear market. But this is the summary. Thanks.
Damn, I wish our Greek office hours market roundups were this positive. This, yeah, but I think this is something that like follows me or is what keeps me thinking positive and being sane during current bear market is just being involved in Thales and seeing like how Thales in overtime is excelling in like one of the worst times, maybe the worst time I ever experienced in crypto and DeFi. And yeah, I think that should make everyone super bullish.
And one more thing, I mean, we are making like 20,000 per weekly profits, and that means like yearly around 1 million, which is like 7% of our market cap we are doing in a year. So that's actually huge achievement. I mean, there are protocols, I mean, going minus, like negative, and we are doing great with our numbers.
Yeah, and for example, like hypothetically, if it all went to Thales takers, it would be like above 20% API in pure SUSD.
Upcoming tip.
Not not yet mature enough, but good signs all around.
Yeah, I think so. Great. Um, I would love to dwell on this, but I think with that positive protocol revenue, not lookout, current state of affairs, I want to remind everyone that Thales elections are ahead of us in December. Nominations will start. I think it was already posted, but I will repeat it here again. Nominations will start December 1st and will run through up to and including the 7th of December. And the voting phase will start on December 8th and will conclude on December 15th. TH is hard. And yeah, so and the new council, the then elected Thales council will start working on January 1st, 2023. So we decided to push elections earlier this time so people can spend their time with their families without worrying about governance, so to say. And I hope this is in everyone's interest. Yeah, and okay, when nobody wants to chime in there, and another reminder is that Thales Markets, Thales AMM, the standard AMM, has been deployed on BSC or BNB chain, how they're calling it now, like Binance Smart Chain. I love like the term better. Volume could be better, so to say. So my personal request to our Olympians and everyone else is to who, if you know somebody who is active on Binance Smart Chain or in general on Twitter and wherever you are, Reddit and so on, it would be great if you could try to highlight the fact that Thales has deployed on BSC. So we can see better volume on that chain as well. That are all reminders and updates so far. I think Thales Council wanted to discuss some tips. Pat, you had some ideas for tip discussions?
I was just gonna chime in that like Thales is going multi-chain with like the siloed like contract deployments on BSC. We have Polygon, Arbitrum, Optimism, and they all have like their individual collateral pools and stuff like that. So, and the idea there is to kind of just have this, like crypto markets can be scalable this way, while with overtime we are kind of more cautious with deploying on multiple chains because we are really reliant on these really specialized oracles, and the cost of overtime is much higher because it's relying on these exotic Chainlink oracles and on-chain feeds that are not exactly available on all these EVM chains. And just putting some context on this like expansion of Thales market and not overtime. And also there is some internal brainstorms around how maybe in the future our best solution is that overtime is like the pools or the collateral and the whole backend is deployed on Optimism, and people from different chains can still use overtime by cross-chain messaging solutions that are like in development right now by various different entities, so to say. So that is also something to be excited about for the future. So if if this new technology kind of works as intended, and it can be really useful for us also, where we have like overtime backend on Optimism with all the infrastructure already in place, and you can just like seamlessly use it from other chain by cross-chain communications. So that's just my update on that and our current view of things, so to say.
Okay, great. Yeah, that's really interesting detail on that, because I think way too few people understand that what Thales is doing, especially with overtime, is like we're stepping outside of everyone's not comfort zone, but Thales is like doing new things that haven't been done before, and this presents the Thales team with issues that sometimes have yet to be solved, and until then we have to play it safe. And right now we are very optimism centric, and I think that that's okay. That was the right decision. But it's also great to hear that the standard Thales AMM, which is in itself, like, I think something very exciting and something that I'm sure will be forked in the future, a great big deal by other projects, is already in a state where you can safely deploy it multi-chain without too much issues.
Yeah, and also things to consider here are like Optimism infrastructure is also really beneficial for us with all like how the gas is consumed and all the like cost of gas on L2s is different than on L1s, and that's why like that also we also like were lucky to be able to develop these are like really fat contracts, so to say, for overtime and for crypto AMM and stuff like that. And like the Optimism was perfect for them, and it's super cheap to use and fast. But we also do have like if we were on L1, it would be completely unusable
Yeah.
with the amount of gas our transactions and contracts consume and all the intertwining transactions between different layered contracts and stuff like that. So that's also something to consider when deploying on the. And also this also is an issue when deploying on L1s, different L1s also. Like for example, I mean I'm just ranting about something irrelevant maybe, but if you deploy overtime on like BNB chain, I don't think it would be feasible to use it with how BNB also handles like transactions as a L1 mainnet on ETH, similar fashion. So also something to note.
Yeah, I just wanted to say I didn't realize how used I have gotten to optimism and like not caring about gas at all, even though some months ago gas was everything that ruled everything for me. Every transaction I was doing on L1 was a big decision for me. Okay, how many $100 of gas worth of gas do I want to spend on this transaction? And yeah, this is like I don't even want to use L1 Ethereum anymore. To be honest, because optimism is making everything so easy. When just personal question, when you said BNB chain, did you really mean the BNB chain, like the Bitcoin forky thing from Binance, or did you mean the Binance Smart Chain?
No, Binance Smart Chain
Okay.
is BNB chain.
Oh
It's
yeah,
called
the
BNB chain
renaming.
now.
I hate the renaming. It's crazy. Okay, understood. Yeah, okay. Maybe I take something from discussion and put it into public right now. I hope that's okay. Otherwise, just scream and I stop talking. But I think it's public anyway. It's rewards for round 10 and 11. We are just transparency-wise. We are planning to adjust rewards for in the money, out the money, and discounted positions. Basically, just we are not reducing, or it's unlikely that we'll be reducing rewards. We will keep them. I think consensus is that we'll keep the reward amount the same, but we'll redistribute it with a heavy emphasis on discounted discounted positions and out the money tokens and a less pronounced distribution for in the money positions, because in the money positions are well, what should I say, well represented already, and we want to have balanced AMM at the end of the day.
Yeah. So some details here that like we will extend for like 1 month, so 4 weeks. And instead of awarding all buckets equally among in-the-money token buyers, out-of-money token buyers, and discount chasers or token buyers, we will like put weights in that are like 2000 OP plus 3000 Thales for split across in-the-money token buyers. In-the-money are the tokens that are like winning, like the you can think of them as if the market is to resolve at the moment of the purchase, that those token buyers would win. So that's the kind of definition of in the money. In more than double than that is split amongst out of money token buyers. So 5,000 OP plus 7,000 Thales split between out of money token buyers. So those are a bit riskier positions where people trading these hope for some market swing to turn into their favor, but those are more risk but also more reward. And the highest like paying rewards are for discount chasers. So wherever you see a discount on thalesmarket.io and you purchase that position, your volume, that specific volume, is counted towards splitting a share of 8,000 OP tokens plus 10,000 Thales tokens. That bucket is split among discount buyers, and reasoning behind this is because we see like the majority of volume and AMM exposure to risk comes from in the money token buyers, and this way we just want to lower incentives towards those because those are already represented sufficiently, but we want to boost like incentivize people to buy out of money positions to balance those in the money skews, and also buy the discount tokens as much as possible, because buying discounts also organically balances the entire AMM. So those are the reasoning behind this, and we will put the announcement up shortly that will relay these like new rewards for the next 4 weeks for the crypto AMM.
Okay, great. So from my side, this is everything I've prepared so far. To be honest, with Red and Beachmum doing Greek office hours and our usual AMAs, ask me anything when something big is being released, they cover the most. I hope. I asked the council and the audience, is there anything you want us to talk about? Any questions that we could either discuss or answer? When managed user vaults, asks Svenska. I think Daniel already explained that this is something that's already planned after the normal vaults have proven to work properly. But I think Pats again is someone who might have a more detailed input on that.
Well, it also depends like which vaults, overtime or Thales market, but either way, they're still very young. We don't have any like sample size to get a glimpse of how to optimize them. And when we get sufficient sample size, we can also get get an impression of how to tweak them. What parameters to allow for users to tweak, like how customizable do we want them to be for managers. So yeah, like conclusion, let's get some more experience with those, more like sample data, and see how they perform and how much to allow them to be customized, and let's take it slow. They're still fresh out of the oven. Yeah.
Conclusion is, if you want managed user vaults, do a lot of advertising for our Thales vaults that we have right now, all three, on Twitter and stuff like that, so people buy in. We have like 20k SUSD volume. I don't know the English term. Like every vault supports up to 20k SUSD right now, and the vaults are not even remotely full, so to speak. So if we get more buy-in to our Thales vaults, that would be great for both balancing the AMM in general and for getting sample data that we can work off.
So maybe we should clarify one thing for that one. So when we deposit the funds inside the vault, actually, and the vault is trading on behalf of us, it is automatically earning the rewards as well, right? Can you guys confirm that?
Sorry, I was reading chat. What did you say?
When we deposit the SUSD into the vault, we are earning the rewards automatically, right? Bonus rewards?
The gamified staking rewards, yes. This is probably something that should be explained to everyone when we're advertising vaults, is that by putting SSD into the vault, this is counted as 100% is counted as AMM volume for your gamified staking, and it is counted as volume every round. So you don't have to consistently add more SUSD to create volume every time. So if you put in like 1000 SUSD this round, when next round starts, it will, and your SUSD is still in the vault, it will count as 1000 SUSD again. So it's a great way to maintain a gamified staking volume if you have issues with that, or in general, it's a good idea. Good question, Breakout. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for explaining.
Okay. So next up, do we go over some like cool new tips that are in live on public discussions, or what do you guys? How do you want to proceed?
I think we can touch on 109, 110, and 111. I guess would be called.
What would be 111?
The thing you showed me earlier. Anyway.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah, that one is still not public, but yeah, it's almost like it's similar to the tip 109. So okay, let me kick it off with 109. Deployment of a really known feature in all the like centralized bookmakers, and we are mimicking it on chain on overtime, and our developers are developing this solution where you will be atomically be able to position on double chance positions. For example, you get exposure to 2 outcomes out of 3 instantly for like splitted odds between those 2. So for example, there are 3 possible combinations where people can choose positions here. So home team will not lose. So here you are exposed to home win and draw. Then you have away team will not lose. So you are exposed to draw and away team win. And you can position on this game will not end in a draw. That means you are exposed to home win and away win. And basically this tip proposes some mechanism where a market is like created automatically through manager create method whenever a single match is created, and basically it composes the odds for individual odds for home, draw and away to build this double chance position in a simple, you know, odds calculations and stuff like that. So this is something in development right now. I also had the idea, I kinda wrote some proof of concept where we can also have in a similar fashion a feature where people can position on draw no bet positions. So for those of you who don't know, those positions are where you like get exposure for like, okay, for example, you see Wales and England and you position draw no bet on Wales, and instead of having the odds like what were the odds on Wales, like 8.5 decimal odds, instead of having those odds you get like, I don't know, 5 or 6 lower odds, but if the match finishes draw, then you get a refund of your buying. So basically those are like composable positions on so you basically hedge your position on draw and get a majority of the exposure on home win or away win. And if the match finishes with draw, then you are refunded. And this feature is quite popular, I think, among US people because they are not used to, you know, positioning on sports that have a common draw, you know, like NBA really rarely finishes in like draw and stuff like that. So this might be popular among those users where you only get 2 options, and if the game ends in a draw, you get a refund. And this can be composed from existing like options where you can manually now calculate what you need to build this position yourself on a specific game. You buy this much of draw and you buy this much of, let's say, home win, and you are exposed to this. So if home wins, you win big. If draw happens, you get refunded. And yeah, that's also an idea. And it's generally good that we are going into this direction where we find out all the possible exotic positions on these ports that are easy to develop, and they are composable from existing tokenized position. So yeah, those are my insights into these developments around tip 109 and the upcoming tip 111.
Yeah, and the Thales Council is not contentious on this. I think everyone is welcoming those additions. So another progress, one of many. It's really hard to keep up with Thales dev team, to be honest.
Yeah, that's true. And tip 110 is to support spread and total points goals markets, so above below markets. Basically, I mean, we are kind of used to them on like crypto markets, but yeah, this is like a really popular position that are equally popular, as if like maybe even more popular to some sports, to position on like total points over, under, and spreads. So this is also a major development for our time, and this will maybe take a little bit more time than these other tips. but yeah, it's still like really early draft of the TIP and really early in the development stages between the developers. So, but good stuff that we are underway of deploying these, and they are possible on chain, and over time is growing exponentially, so to say.
Maybe that's a stupid question, but the calculations for properly setting those thresholds and stuff like that, is this data that we're getting from Rundown, or do we calculate this ourselves?
No, we don't calculate anything ourselves. We get all the data around odds and markets from on-chain data providers.
Okay.
And yeah, these are all like from these existing infrastructures such as the Rundown and stuff like that that provide us odds already, and they provide the data around thresholds and odds around those thresholds.
Okay, great. Yeah, true decentralization. Who would have thought, no?
Yeah, good stuff are happening. And I think Milky asked about when LPing on overtime, and yeah, it's still early. We are still like iterating between like limits and liquidities and ad hoc increasing liquidities, expanding like features, working on the oracles and stuff like that. So it's still early, but it's really optimistic to see like the more volume the AMM gets, the more performance, the more it performs also. We like, especially on these football or soccer, whatever you want to call it, these markets for World Cup, you see that the AMM performs really well, like linearly. The performance grows linearly with the increase in volume, which is good for future like LP provision, so to say. Okay.
Yeah, thanks, Pat. So yeah, those TIP pretty exciting, considering that we're right on a track for the roadmap that Dan released a couple of weeks ago, right? So FIFA World Cup, Parley MM was the big steps. Now next up is really offering more product on overtime rather than just money line, and we're getting there. So stay tight, everyone. It's coming.
Yeah. If Thales dev team is continuing it with that pace, Daniel has to like write another 10-year plan in in a year or two probably. So big thank you to the Thales dev team, really. I know we're regularly doing this, but just can't repeat it enough. It's really crazy seeing like other communities, be it decentralized or centralized. You read it in the news, people are getting laid off left and right, and in the wake of FTX, companies are going bankrupt, or at least file for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, which is a bit different than normal bankruptcy, so to speak. But and seeing in market conditions like this, a team which is like working with a mindset of a full-blown bull market is really great to see. And thank you for sticking with us because working in DeFi and for Thales is like also a personal statement of saying, okay, I trust that we will be still here in a couple of months or years, so to say, and that this is why it's great to see that the Thales team is like all hands on deck and always pushing forward all the time. Yeah, and I see people want to watch the game. Maybe if there's nothing else.
Yeah, maybe discuss a bit our token LP positions, as those like discussions were kind of had, so to say, recently. And yeah, we are underway of exploring also boosted velodrome bribes alongside with our Uniswap, wrapped Uniswap position incentive, so to say. And the results on Velodrome regarding mastering votes were successful in a way that Thales pools in total have almost 10% of total votes, which got us to, let's see, 976,000 TVL for like that's infinite range such as Velodrome supports, and this is like almost 1 million of TVL. And what are we emitting right now on Velodrome currently? I think 30,000 Thales across two pools.
Yep.
And
30,000.
5,750 OP. So that's like 30,000 Thales and like almost 6,000 OP. So yeah, it's a pretty cool result. And our on-chain liquidity is deeper because of that. And yeah, good stuff. Okay, other than that, let me see. Okay, so, and with these votes, the USDC pool is getting like the ETH, the new ETH pool is still as 160 API, and the USDC pool is on 120 API. So ETH pool, I think, has also more room to grow TVL wise, while the Arrakis pool has like 147 API right now, and yeah, they are kinda almost getting equal across the board. So yeah, it's all kinda nominal right now, and we are in a good on-chain liquidity position, so to say. And we'll keep watching this, how these things progress, and how the liquidity reacts to all these like reward changes. Some more. Also, we are kinda. Let me just see. Where are we with our treasury OP tokens? So we, for ThalesMarket.io, we have approximately around 250,000 OP tokens to spend, and in the near future we will be like deciding how to approach distributions of these tokens, like which buckets to boost some more, where to kind of maybe shorten the rewards and stuff like that. So we still have a decent chunk of OP rewards available to us to reward to our users, to incentivize usage. And yeah, this is a good thing. I'm happy with the growth and the incentives so far, with this like, I don't know, 60% of the total OP allocated. And now we got like dedicated 300,000 for overtime, which is already in motion with the FIFA initiative and all the fee rebates. So it's good stuff that we are efficient in using our OP tokens, but also sufficiently incentivizing usage, which is super cool. And yeah, in short term, we will decide what to do with these 250,000, and maybe like the other council members can chime in and like speak their minds on why, like in a general direction of what do they want to support with these OP tokens that we have when it comes to like the crypto AMM.
Yeah, I think Svenska just posted a meme that is floating around for some time already. Is like maybe walls, if it doesn't pick up at least, just to market it better. Maybe we could there again for them have like a mechanism that gives more OP to underutilized walls and less OP to overutilized walls.
I like that idea also because the vaults are also balancing the AMM, especially like these discount chasers.
Yeah.
Like they subsequently are buying all the discounted positions, which are beneficial in balancing the AMM regarding risk management.
Yeah.
And maybe that is also to be incentivize with OP, and it's also like
It's more efficient, right? I
yeah,
think it would be way more efficient to incentivize it that way than directly.
yeah, than directly the traders, the manual traders. So that's also cool idea, and also by incentivizing people to deposit to vaults, you also incentivize them to basically stake Thales because they know they will get also boosted like gamified rewards, which also have OP rewards. So it's like a multi-layered incentives, and I like that idea. But we just need some more maturity and more tweaks. Like just today, we had like internal discussions around some more additional tweaks to vaults. And so yeah, I love that idea honestly, and let's definitely keep that in mind when it comes to these 250,000 OP we have.
I'm watching chat if there are some ideas. Other council members, if they want to chime in and have ideas. Maybe if you want to think more, my general idea for the remaining OP we have is to, because we have now this for quite some time already, this dedicated overtime bucket with OP incentives, we should probably in general reallocate rewards, OP rewards, with that in mind, because we distributed it based on the phase 0 distribution we received, and now we can focus based on the lessons learned first and foremost, probably better distribute rewards in the upcoming month, including walls. I really love this idea as well. JREF, you're unmuted. Please write in chat if you try to talk and we just don't hear you. Oh, you are trying. D-Monkey JREF is having issues as well. Maybe try to just rejoin, disconnect and rejoin.
Okay, so if we support the vaults with the OP tokens, then there'll be like 2 rewards, right? So like when the vault is trading on behalf of the user, they're gonna collect the bonus rewards, trading bonus rewards. And on top of that, we are directly giving OP tokens as a reward, right?
I don't think that vaults are collecting trading rewards and redistributing them. So
I need to double check that, but I think that it's definitely logical that vaults are like blacklisted from all the calculations for like these
yeah.
initiatives.
Okay, so yeah, that makes sense then. I mean, like if there is no another indirect rewards, I'm totally fine with that. I think we need to make awareness for the vaults. I think it's very new, so nobody knows about it. Or maybe we should raise awareness with the rewards first.
Definitely.
So yeah, I'm okay with that.
And
Yeah,
it's
and
so
also
useful. It's like only positive flow. Sorry, go on, Pat.
yeah, I was just gonna say that basically by depositing into the vaults, you are almost as if you deploy liquidity to the protocol, because the vaults buy discount positions, and discount positions are directly against the organic traders, and the AMM is also constantly against organic traders. So you can think of like depositing into the vaults. It's not 100%, but 99% the same performance as if deploying into the AMM liquidity, kind of. And yeah, it's gonna get even more like efficient and similar as, you know, the liquidity. We open up more caps. We, you know, then tweak more the skew impact and the discounts and stuff like that. So maybe that's also a way to think of it. Like depositing into the vaults is depositing into the success of the AMM, P&L wise, so to say.
Yeah, and not in like a general way, because with the different strategies each award has, it's like specific liquidity providing. It's more like how is Synthetics calling it? Not buckets, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, and also interesting, like maybe I'm digressing here, but we had an idea to change the branding of discounts on overtime to be like boosts, or bonuses. So we got like when the position is discounted, that means it offering boosted return, right? And bonus return. And on centralized bookmakers, that is a known mechanic where you get these bonuses, and we can easily like just a front end change where the front end doesn't show like this is a discounted position, but it shows like this is boosted position, and it's just need to do some quick swap calculation to like not show you get like 2% discount on this position, but it shows you get 2.13% boost on return on this position, and that might be more more known to people who are first time using overtime. It's more like they need to ask questions, what is the discount? But if they see bonus return, they off the bat know that it's like bonus return. So that's maybe an increase in UX, and also interested to see what you guys think around this idea to just rebrand on overtime to just bonus instead of discount.
In general, or general psychology says that positive words or positive reinforcement is more effective than negative. But I'm not entirely sure if discounts are considered to be negative. But it's something. It's a good idea, so to say. Like I think people like to get more than they like to pay less, so to speak. So yes, from my side, that's a great idea.
Yeah, it's exactly the same outcome, but just a different perspective, like more understandable perspective for users.
Yeah, but to be completely honest, and now people hear that I'm a degen, a gaming degen. When I'm looking at other game mechanics, so to speak, like games with an real money market, for example, or when you're doing subscriptions, signing up for a subscription, usually no, even I think the real money markets are better. When you're, for example, buying like premium currency in some game, it's not rarely you see like discounts mentioned. They always say, oh, when you buy the bigger package, for example, you're getting bonus currency, you're getting bonus rewards. So like it's a shame that Kevin is not here, our gacha degen. He could confirm this. So the more I think about it, the more sense your idea makes, and the more I like it. We probably should do that because it's positive reinforcement.
Yeah, definitely bonus for me as well. Bonus sounds nice.
See?
Yeah. Can I ask another question? Like, if you decide to reward the vaults with the op incentives, can we make it like support the people who keep the money inside the vault more? Or like, if you keep your money inside the vault and don't withdraw it, we give more rewards to those users.
Week after week.
Maybe
Isn't it stuck for a week anyway with when the round begins?
Yes, but like if you keep it like 3 weeks, it is better than like keeping it just 1 week and just withdrawing it, right? So like we need like liquidity, like it would make sense to reward people who actually keep it long term.
Yeah, maybe we can do like those multipliers, where you have like a base rewards if you just deposit for 1 week, you get plus 25% rewards if you
exactly
are 2
anything.
weeks
I mean,
in
like
there, 50% if you are 3 weeks there, and like 80% more if you are 1 month, like 4 weeks there. And then if you continue to the like without change for more than 1 month, you are stuck on plus 80%.
Not
you know,
your
so
stuck, it plateaus. That's the bit.
yeah, it plateaus.
It
Yeah,
plateaus.
the plateaus
Yeah,
to
yeah.
like 80% or like 100%. I don't know, maybe
Yeah.
double. You know, if you are more than like maybe 5 weeks in, you are plateaued at like double the amount of the same SUSD, as if compared to as if you just deployed those same SUSD.
We can
Same amount.
also stretch it out further. So what you just described is like a pretty rapid progression, which is fine for everyone who's in. So that's great, rapid progression. But I think Breakout's idea, correct me if I'm wrong, Breakout, is because vaults are most valuable if we have long-term liquidity in them. And so maybe we could stretch it a bit more. So there's a greater incentive to stay in for longer times. But I think then again, if you're plateauing after a month, this is also a great incentive. I have to think more about it, but we can play with
Yeah.
the.
And my concern is coming from Lyra actually, you know, like because in Lyra, like some weeks you had the liquidity available, you know, some weeks people just withdraw it completely, so you don't have liquidity for the next week, you know. So it was like problem. It was not like sustainable liquidity always available for you. Maybe you make it better for the protocol like this, like awarding the people who keep their money longer term in the vault.
Yeah,
That
I
was
think it's an
my
interesting idea. Oh, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah,
Great.
we can hear
Yes,
you.
Finally.
Welcome.
finally, yeah.
Welcome.
It took a long time. I was gonna say, I think it's interesting, but I think we would also need to assess the like the value of that added liquidity, right? So it could be cool to have both breakout suggestion, but maybe not ramp up the rewards too steeply because as Milky points out, it might not be that needed at this point. So I think it'd be good to do that analysis first.
The thing is, I agree with not being too steep. We have a smaller progression, a slower progression, so to say. But um, in terms of probably completely reshuffling rewards, like and looking what is the most useful, because we have to. It sounds stupid, but we have to get rid of those OP tokens. We promised over time to distribute those tokens. We can't sit on them. And when we say okay, we have to distribute those tokens, it's most sensible to spend them on those areas which are benefiting Overtime and Thales the most. And even if vault adoption is working without any rewards, I have or I struggle to imagine a different area which is less positive, or which is more positive and more like pure positive volume than walls, because walls are probably doing one, if not the most important job that we can do for AMM.
Yeah, but also it's important to know that vaults are only work if they are accompanied by organic trading volume, because discounts are also happening they are only popping up when there is a skew from organic trading volume. If some trader scoops up liquidity from one side, the vault scoops up the opposite liquidity. And that's it. So if we go full on vaults deposits, it wouldn't make much sense to not also incentivize some also presence on the markets themselves, to give them like, because that also additionally benefits the volume, organic volume itself, but also the vaults volume and vaults activity and performance and stuff like that. So that's also something to take note.
But they are not mutually exclusive. I think if people think that us rewarding vaults means that we are stopping rewards for normal trading, this won't happen.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
this is important to say. So it's just keeping the balance, so to say.
Yeah, and also regarding incentivizing like volume on the platform, it doesn't necessarily have only anorganic effect because the rewards are really high, like marketing tool. It people like come to see how do they earn these rewards, and then they learn how to trade on Thales. They get accustomed to the UI, and we saw this where we have like these traders that stick around even though the rewards are not that lucrative right now compared to like the previous rewards and stuff like that, but they enjoy like trading on telesmarket.io. So that's also cool that we have that effect with these rewards. And we all know that in DeFi, like this concept of yield is still like the strongest tool when it comes to bootstrapping the products, So I'm leaning towards pumping up the rewards for traders while also accompanying it with rewards for vaults depositors, and that way we have this like super cool balance for the protocol itself. And also it's important for us to like for the platform itself to kind of be mature. Like right now we have Bitcoin, Ethereum, SNX, Link, OP, and on other chains we have like Matic, we have Magic and DPX, which are maybe more volatile, but not to this extent. And yeah, the markets are kind of boring to play around. They are like super low volatility until there is this like global event that spikes everything into a certain direction, and then again there is a like period of really low volatility again, and those markets are kind of not fun to trade. So that's why we see like volumes dropping across the board on every protocol, like globally. So yeah, I guess we keep going, incentivizing, bootstrapping, and when the markets kind of wake up again, I think we will see those like we will see the volumes come back and all the activity buzzing and stuff like that, and that's when the vaults and the will flourish also when we get that increase in organic stuff. But in the meantime, good stuff read that overtime is killing it. Sports are decoupled from everything regarding markets, and it shows right now. The World Cup is a perfect example, and the charts are like blowing up every day. So good stuff.
Yeah, I think this is something because sometimes people are asking when spin out, where I'm not shy to say, um, not if I can prevent it, because I think this duality or to have more than one foot on the ground, and in times when one side, for example, as you said, the normal markets or the crypto markets are slow and boring and low volume. We have our both overtime, our sports markets, which is bringing volume. And when, as you said, it's so nice, when markets starting to wake up again, then probably Thales AMM will be carrying the brunt of our volume. And I think that's important to have like um, different kinds of markets that are not inherently linked to each other to successfully survive like hard times like that we are in right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm watching chat. Chat is going.
Yeah, guys, you should have seen the people's reaction to overtime. Like we met many people, and they didn't grasp it. Like it is working with the chainlink and decentralized sports market and all. So like it was very funny to watch them actually. They didn't.
So
We thought it's like centralized or something. I mean, they didn't get it actually. Like we had to explain cyber that
And do
the
you think
technical
it was important to
explanation.
them? Because that's what I'm often interested in. Is it like you said that those were not typical sport nerds, so to say, more, but were they interested or were they really caring, where they're just asking or where they're really caring about the fact that it is truly decentralized.
They actually thought it was not possible at first. It was not existing. Like when we said the Chainlink, I mean, they were not aware that like Chainlink is supporting sports market. So like after we explain and like show them the application, and yeah, I mean like they say super cool, you know, like, and these are very like high, how to say, like like important people that we talk, you know, like so like the hearing from them, I mean those smart guys. So it was excellent feedback from them actually, like the direction and all. It was awesome. So we need the t-shirts of like Thales t-shirts and all, you know, all the swag we can get for the next gathering, please.
Yeah. Can't wait for the next like convention. Also, just my thinking on the whole when overtime token. I think like any solution there with the overtime token, like whatever you come up with, it comes to expense of the Thales token. And it doesn't exactly make sense to deploy overtime token that is exclusive for overtime. Because we already have a Thales token, which is like basically the overtime token at the same time as like the token that encompasses the entire like offerings of the Thales protocol. So why split these like products while you can have one token that is like connected to all protocols and it's just like a sum of the success of the all products? Like, yeah, maybe the only thing that people say into this is hype. Like
Yeah, but long term, I think we're all Thales holders, stakers, LPs, whatever here. And I think nobody on this call, nobody in this community who holds Thales has any interest long term in feeding into the false idea of some possible overtime token, because as you said, it would only be detrimental to us. And if we can communicate to people that Thales is the overtime token, and that people can, for example, with gamified staking, have profit from owning Thales, or that owning Thales means owning a part of overtime. I think this is way more beneficial for everyone. What I actually wanted to say is maybe it's a marketing issue, maybe it's a naming issue. I would be more open. I'm not suggesting that right now, but if anything, I would be more open to maybe rename the token to make it more obvious that it also covers overtime, than to ever do anything like spinning out overtime. Because I already explained it. It's overtime is essential to Thales, and there's no reason to split it.
Guys, let's not make the same mistake like SNX, right?
It's hard to find a
Exactly.
use case for a separate overtime token. Like, why? Like, Thales is already incorporated really deeply into every aspect in like gamified staking, governance power, everything, even the buyback and burn. Maybe in the future the governance structure decides to maybe like get some revenue share live and stuff like that. So like, why would we split these benefits into a separate token? And how do you make it so that it's not damaging long term? Like it's kind of impossible. So yeah.
So again, my request to everyone is when you see, because I see it on Twitter a lot, just educate people and explain to them that if they are very interested in overtime and want to benefit from overtime more than just positioning on overtime, is to buy into Thales and stake Thales and join the community. And yeah.
And I feel like we will have more products in future, so I mean we cannot just split it each token for each product that we produce, right? So like we cannot have like exotic token as
Exotic
well,
token,
right?
exactly. and Thales Royal token.
Royal token sounds good.
Yeah.
I will
Yeah.
give it to you.
When
That's what
Thales Royal rebirth? That's the question I want to know.
I wanna.
The answer to.
I'm just. Let me just go onto overtime on the website. I know we have some on the like the front page before you go to the actual D app. We have like Thales in small letters, and then on the page, if you scroll down, you see built using Thales protocol. And I understand, or I think I have an idea why we are trying to not to overemphasize emphasize Thales, but maybe we could emphasize more the fact that overtime is running on Thales DAO, and that would educate people automatically. What do you think about that? Because on the top of the screen, there's just overtime. I don't see. I have to scroll to the bottom of the page to see Thales for the first time, and that's probably
Maybe overtime by Thales.
yeah on the like the splash screen is like this is the place. But if you go into the actual D app, then it's like oh was this a suggestion? Sorry.
It's just like maybe just put like by Thales or something.
In smaller letters, right?
Yeah,
That
smaller letters. Yeah,
that would be an
something like that.
idea. Like that's what I meant
I think
earlier with this. Maybe that's a branding issue.
I think it doesn't matter. I mean, eventually, like if someone needs to check it, they will find the Thales in the end behind the product. So I think it's okay. I'm not too worried about it.
Yeah. My issue is that everyone who's waiting, falsely waiting on an overtime token is one person less buying into Thales because they are chasing a pipe dream. And I don't think this is beneficial long term.
Yeah, I mean, like honestly, we saw that that model is not working at all. So I'm fully against releasing another token for each product.
Yeah.
I would like to see like if overtime really takes off and if the cross-chain communication when that's implemented, which is super exciting, and you can have overtime on many chains, but all the liquidity on one chain and oracles on one chain. I think then I would actually like to revisit because I just think, oh, I mean, then the sky's the limit for overtime, and then I think it could make sense, to be honest, to change the branding.
Hot take, hot take. Okay, but for now, to be completely honest, everyone, please educate people. Don't think or fall victim to the idea that it could be beneficial long term for people to get confused about this. Okay. Any other input from the Thales Council or the chat? I'm trying to follow chat, but it's too many memes. And don't listen to Milky Wave. Milky Wave is a certified liar. Okay, so if nobody has input, nobody on the call and nobody in chat, I would suggest, if you don't object, to say thank you for joining our governance call today. This call is recorded, so if you joined later, if you didn't make it in the beginning, we'll be posting an audio recording, courtesy of either Red or me, or both, depending on if our recording worked. And other than that, again, the reminder, Thales elections are coming up. Nominations starting on the 1st of December, voting starting on the 8th of December. So remember this and write your pitches on December 1st, please, not earlier. I think DMonkey will probably open up a special channel for this occasion again. And yeah, other than that, thank you for participating and have a great evening, morning, whatever time it is locally for you right now.
Thank you, guys.
And
Thanks.
just a quick
bye.
reminder, guys, Creek Office Hour with Aiden Brenneman
Yes.
this Friday. We'll be chatting NCAF, so that'll be pretty cool. Yeah, so looking forward to that.
Big
Yeah, thanks
celebrity.
again. Yeah, thanks again, Big Penny. That'll be that was a sweet call. Yeah, let's hope our recording works, and then we'll upload this ASAP.
Great. Okay. With
All right.
this,
Take care, everyone.
take care.
Take care.
Thank you.
Bye,
Bye bye.
guys.
Thanks.
Do, 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 do.